I have earned my right to speak my mind, and I'm not going to tolerate what I think is silliness, childishness, and a lot of leftist posturing. I mean, we have to be honest, and I loathe the disingenuousness. They don't want Israel. They think they're being very clever. They call it their three-tier. We want the end of the occupation, we want the right of return, and we want equal rights for Arabs in Israel. And they think they're very clever because they know the result of implementing all three is what? What's the result? You know and I know. What's the result?
I think we don't.
There's no Israel. And if you don't want the framework, then stop talking about the law. And stop trying to be so clever. Because you're only clever in your cult. The moment you step out, you have to deal with Israeli propaganda. And here they have a case. They say, no, they're not really talking about rights. They're talking about they want to destroy Israel. And in fact, I think they're right. I think that's true. I'm not going to lie. But this kind of duplicity and disingenuousness, oh, we're agnostic about Israel. No, you're not agnostic. You don't want it. Then just say it. But they know full well, if you say it, you don't have a prayer reaching a broad public. That's where the public is now. I support the BDS, but I said it will never reach a broad public until and unless they're explicit on their goal. And their goal has to include recognition of Israel, or it's a non-starter. It won't reach the public, because the moment you go out there, Israel will start to say, what about us? And they won't recognize our right. And in fact, that's correct. You can't answer the Israelis on that because they're making a statement that's factually correct. It's not an accident, an unwitting omission that BDS does not mention Israel. You know that, and I know that. It's not like we forgot to mention it. They won't mention it because they know it will split the movement. Because there's a large segment of the movement, component of the movement, which wants to eliminate Israel. You talk about BDS, they make all these claims about their victories. All their claims about their victories. Well, you know what? You see these 10 fingers? These more than suffice to count all their victories. There are superfluous fingers here to count all their victories. It's a cult where the guru says we have all these victories and everyone nods their head and nobody sits down to do the arithmetic on their own. Yes, it's had some victories, no question about it. But the way people promote it, as if it's proven itself and we're on the edge, on the verge of a victory of some sort, it's just sheer nonsense. It's sheer nonsense. It's a cult. And I personally, I'm tired of it. There's no Israel. That's what it's really about. And you think you're fooling anybody? You think you're so clever that people can't figure that out for themselves? No, they understand the arithmetic perfectly well. Are you going to reach a broad public which is going to hear the Israeli side, they want to destroy us? No, you're not. And frankly, you know what? You shouldn't. You shouldn't reach a broad public because you're dishonest.